Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everybody, very nice to have you here this evening, and tonight we're going to be doing a stress reduction, reducing stress, a de-stressor, any of those things that are removing stress. We're going to do one of those lovely trances, and I'm going to go through a few little techniques beforehand, not so much as to how to deal with it, because there is lots of information about how you can manage stress. This is much more about dealing with it in an unconscious way, and the little exercises that we'll do beforehand will support that. So I'll just wait for a minute or two to let some people arrive, and if you could let me know if you can all hear me. You could write into the chat box, the question box, and that should pop up there and let me know that you can hear what I'm saying. That would be great. Just a quick apology. I don't know if some of you who did attend on Saturday are here this evening. My apologies that when I sent out the emails, they all bounced for some reason. So I only saw that tonight when I was looking to send out a reminder to actually put your headphones in for the trance part. And so I quickly got an email off to you, so I do apologise, but I will record this session and I will send it out to everyone who doesn't make it. Anybody who signed up to the webinar, and those people who signed up to the one on Saturday as well, because they haven't had an option, well, yeah, but only an hour to actually join up. So look forward to having a really good session tonight, a really enjoyable trance, and let's have a look, see who's here. Excellent, lovely. Great. Oh, lovely to see so many people that I know here tonight, and lots of lovely clients, and some I haven't seen for a long time. Oh, Melanie, hello. How lovely to have you here. And yeah, looking forward to a really good evening of having some nice deep trance and just going through as I say, through some of the little exercises to help you get in that frame of mind, not necessarily consciously, but at an unconscious level, to change your response to stress, whether that's stressful situations or stressful people, or that you've really just become overwhelmed because there's too much going on. So how can hypnotherapy help? Well, what it does, obviously it helps you feel more relaxed, because everybody here, I think, probably has had some hypnotherapy with me, and you know that actually hypnotherapy in itself is relaxing. You know, we do a progressive relaxation technique to start it. So my voice slows down. I speak at a rhythm that is very soothing to that part of your mind that connects to feeling more comfortable and relaxed. So obviously that is part and parcel of it. But when we use hypnosis to deal with stress, we're actually going a little bit deeper than that, and we are reducing, removing and changing some of the triggers that make it kick in. So say you're in a certain situation and then it starts again, and you can feel that feeling of, now some people get it in their chest, some people get it in their stomach, some people get sweaty hands, some people just feel really rather overwhelmed by it, or that sensation of whatever stress is to you. You know, some people get the rapid heart rate and everything. I mean, some people get it very badly, that it's debilitating. And what hypnotherapy does, it helps to remove those triggers, to let go of them, to release them, to actually almost forget about them. So it helps to give your unconscious mind the correct information to do that. So at the moment, something happens, or quite a few things have happened, and there's the final one that tips you over the edge, and you just can't cope anymore. That's because you're reacting to this bit of information in the same way, and you're repeating it over and over and over, and you're getting the same response, which is a very uncomfortable one that feels horrible inside, stressful, hard to deal with. By giving your unconscious mind this information, it guides it into having a more suitable response which will feel more comfortable. Now, if you imagine there's a gun and you take away all the trigger mechanism, so that's gone. There might be the bullets in there, but the trigger mechanism's gone. So even when you're in that situation where it kicks in, that stressful feeling would have kicked in if the trigger mechanism has been removed. There's nothing to hit that bullet. Nothing happens. So even though you may have all of that stuff still there, because nothing's happening, that's what starts to help to change the response, because there is no bullet going off. There is no stress going off. There's not that feeling there anymore. So your unconscious mind already has these resources. It already has an abundance of these abilities to be able to go, oh, well, I can feel more comfortable. Oh, well, I can be more calm about it. Or you can have a clarity about it. You know, you can literally actually think through the problem and the situation much more clearly in a way, because your body's not using all that stress to think it's got to run away or fight it, but actually you can think through it. And so what we're going to do tonight, and this is like a little taster session, you know, it's not going to deal with all of it because there's too much to go through. So tonight what we want to do is to really begin to enable that part of your unconscious mind to accept that there are different responses. There are different ways to feel about it. There are more comfortable ways that you can handle this. You can feel clearer, you know, have a clarity when you're thinking through a problem. It gives you the ability to do that. So bringing this into that part of your unconscious mind so we can begin that to happen. So if you're feeling like this, that you've got all this stuff going on, you're not sleeping, you feel anxious, there's fear, you've got worries about this, you don't feel well, you feel tired, all those things, or you get that horrible brain freeze go on because just so much is happening, so much is going on that actually you just can't cope with it anymore. Or basically you feel completely overwhelmed, you're covered in it, and you're just trying to rise to the top. Then basically you need some of this, and this is the and that's what we're after this evening, some of that feeling, so you can begin to release and let go. There are a few little sessions that I'm going to do, they are instances of how the hypnosis works. It's kind of different. It's probably not like what you're expecting. But what you can expect from this session is to feel more calm, more relaxed, and to be able to, perhaps some of you will begin to react in a different way to certain situations. And that lovely feeling of being able to let go of that tension, release it and let it go, and to generally feel more comfortable inside, comfortable in your skin. And the first exercise that we're going to do, and it's all about running on the spot. No, I'm not going to get you to run on the spot, but I am going to get you to imagine that you're going to be running on the spot. And I thought, well, who better could you have there than Usain Bolt? So you're going to be the Usain Bolts of running on the spot for 30 seconds, but you're going to do it in your imagination. Now, there are experiments that prove that imagining doing something is effective, if not more effective, than doing it. There's a very famous one about a college basketball team, and you know, they had a group who practiced doing baskets every night, doing the popping in the hoop every night, and then they had a group who imagined it, and the group, I think it was for about a month, so they did it every night. It was quite an intense experiment, as these ones tend to be, but basically the ones that imagined it came out slightly better when it actually came to doing the real thing after the month. So the power of our imaginations is very underutilized. Well, by us, it's advertising people are marvelous at using it. So what I want you to do is, wherever you are, just make yourself nice and comfortable and close your eyes, and you're going to imagine that you're dressed in your running gear. So, you know, have some really cool, super running gear, top of the range, really exquisite stuff, great colour, you're looking good in it. I want you to imagine that you're also standing in a position where you're ready to really give it your best to do the running on the spot. So, and obviously have the footwear. You may want to have the top of the range trainers or some high-tech ones. You know, perhaps if you've got long hair, you might imagine it's up in a ponytail. Obviously, have you got the right underwear on? Women have got their bosoms really firmly and securely sort of stuck in place so they can really give it everything, because in your mind's eye, in your imagination, you are going to run this, running on the spot for as fast as you can for 30 seconds. And I'm going to count you down to it so that in a moment, when you start to run, you're going to, from the outset, you're really going to give it everything. I mean, obviously your imagination is going to be able to do that probably faster and harder and longer than you probably could do if you were doing it for real. But it's a fantastic way of actually really beginning to get your mind working for you in the right way. So ready now, and I want you to imagine starting running now. Now lift your knees up high, that's right, so you can imagine your feet touching the floor. Oh, it's a lovely floor, it's really springy, so your knees are bouncing high. Use your arms, that's right, really give your arms some energy so that you can, that's right, use them so your knees are going higher and higher. That's right, your shoulders back, you're running up lovely and straight, that's it. Counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop now. Okay. Take a moment, just relax, open your eyes, and whilst you're just sitting there, composing yourself, very rapidly, I'd like to tell you about the man who walked into the sheriff's office. And he said to the sheriff, "Sheriff, I'd like a job." The sheriff said, "You're in luck, mate." He said, "My deputy's just walked out. Here's his badge." And he looks up and he sees there's a wanted poster on the wall. And he says to the sheriff, "That man up there, the one, dressed in the brown paper hat, dressed in the brown paper shirt, dressed in the brown paper trousers and the brown paper boots, what's he wanted for?" And the sheriff said, "Rustling." Okay, it's not very funny as a joke, but it's the only one I could think of to come up with. Now, I want you to, you can just keep your eyes open or closed, whichever you want for this. This is the relaxation exercise number 1. Take your focus down into your little toe, and I want you to imagine that the muscle inside your toe is relaxing. Now, if you're left-handed, you go to your left toe. And if you're right-handed, you go to your right little toe, just the little toe, and the tiny muscles inside your little toe. And as you imagine them relaxing, so they're softening, you'll sit here written like, softening like candle wax. Focus on the relaxation inside your little toe as the muscles soften and relax. Let it feel really peaceful. So you're giving a lot of attention, a lot of care to your little toe, giving it the comfortable feeling that it's being looked after, kind of a soothing, peaceful sensation, that's right. And as you do that, I want you now to come out of there, and that one little relaxation, we're going to change now to using bigger muscles, relaxing those big muscles in your shoulders, the ones that spread from the back of your neck down into your shoulders. And again, you can keep your eyes open, you can close them, whatever feels most comfortable, and letting your shoulders relax. Right from the base of your spine, down your neck, spreading into your shoulders. You'll feel that your arms will probably start to feel like they're going to drop down because you're releasing that tension there. Put a lot of energy, a lot of comfort, soothing, like you're stroking your shoulders. Imagine you're stroking the muscles inside your shoulders so that they can really begin to smooth out. If you imagine that you're smoothing them, they're all softening out. Any tightness, any knots, you're all just relaxing them and soothing them out and smoothing them out. Just gradually, right from the base of your neck, base of your skull, down your neck, that's right, and it spreads out. And actually women hold a lot of their stress in their shoulders. Apparently men hold a lot of stress in their buttocks. So only men can begin to let their bottoms relax. And actually that just above your bum there at the base of your spine, around that small of your back as well, letting those feelings there. So I know all the women are doing that as well now, but that's fine. It's good to let these are big muscles. These are muscles that are, they need a lot of relaxation. They need to be able to feel more loose, more comfortable, more softened. You're sending them a lot of care, a lot of love, a lot of attention, giving them what they need to start to feel that they're nurtured and cared for. That's right. And it's so soothing. And now that feeling, almost as though now you've got the Barry White going on. That's right. You can hear sounds. If your shoulders could hear, they'd be listening to those dulcet sounds of Barry White. Yeah, that's right. They are so soothed, so relaxed, caressed. Let's take a moment and let your shoulders really feel loose and relaxed. Okay, great. Now, those 3 exercises, basically what they do, I know there was 2 relaxing ones, but you deserve 2 relaxing ones. What they do is they change your state. They change how you feel. So when you're imagining that you're running, it's completely different from when you're imagining that you're relaxing. And when I'm telling bad jokes and you go, oh, what's she doing now? What's this all about? I don't understand why she's saying this. Well, that's not very funny. You're in a different state that you are than when you're relaxing. You're in a different state than when you imagine that you're running. Now, changing the stress response is all about changing your state, and changing your state at a deep unconscious level. Something that is as random and as different and as poles apart as imagining you're running, to relaxing, to listening to bad jokes. By doing that, by giving that information to your unconscious mind, you start to change, you start to shift the perception that it has to go to that old trigger, to that old feeling, to that old response, because there are other ones that it can have. There are other ways to deal with it. There are other ways to think about it. And there are other ways to feel about it. At the moment, I'm working on a program that is going to deal a lot with different areas, different levels, different types of stress, and it will have a lot of information in it. I've realised I've got all this knowledge, all these lovely techniques. I never really get a chance to use them because my clients come and they want to be cured. They're not really interested in my techniques. They just want to feel better. And they don't want me sitting there saying, no, you can do this, and because they look at me as though, oh, I don't care about that. All I want you to do is to cure me. So the program that I'm devising will have so much more, so that you can actually deal with stress at a very different level, in a very different way, and probably for a much longer time, because you'll have much more information. And it uses a lot of, I suppose, things like, CBT and EFT. CBT, EFT is emotional freedom technique, where you use tapping and eye movement. And there is another eye movement one as well that's in there. So they will utilise some of the cognitive and conscious techniques to help you, but I melt them all and put them all down into a deeper level as well, so your unconscious mind can connect to them. For tonight, what we want to do is to give your deep unconscious mind that one particular way of making a difference. So like a drop of water drops in the pond, ooh, all the ripples, they flow all the way through. They spread all the way. And that's what we want for tonight, is for this one drop, this one idea with this one thought, this one way of feeling, thinking, behaving, reacting, to give you the opportunity to behave in a different way, and that it flows through into those other areas naturally, gradually, day by day, in a very normal way. And when your unconscious mind gets the information in a way that it can connect to, in a way that it recognizes makes sense. And the reason I did those little exercises about imagining I was going to actually ask you to literally stand on the spot and run for 30 seconds. And I thought, I really wouldn't like that if I was going to have a come to a nice webinar about releasing stress and someone says, run on the spot for 30 seconds. But it is actually an excellent way of releasing stress. And humour is another way. Okay, I know my joke wasn't very funny. Relaxation is another way. There are so many different ways that actually you can start to instigate this, but those three, even those few, will begin to, because your conscious mind will have started to move, to shift, to use different ways of thinking and feeling. In fact, I was at the hospital today with my mum for an eye appointment, and she's got an eye problem, an eye disease, macular degeneration, and she started to, with the help of magnifying glass, be able to read. And she was reading out loud, and she was tripping over the words at first, but as she started to read out loud more and got more into it, she was getting better at it. And she said, it's such a long time since I've read out loud. I haven't read out loud for years. And you actually use a different part of your brain to read to yourself than you do when you're reading out loud. So she hadn't used that part for a while, so it had got a bit stale. But literally after about 5 minutes, which she'd done it for many years, being able to read out loud, she was able to get back into it fairly rapidly. So this is what we want to do, is to stimulate parts of your unconscious mind. Some of it is already there. Some of it, you've already used it. It's just that you don't use it in that situation because it's been honed into believing it has to feel stressful. Well, if we give it the option and say, well, it'd be much more comfortable to go, oh, well, I can let that bit go and feel a bit calmer about that, a bit more relaxed about that, it will choose it because it feels more comfortable, it feels more relaxing. So obviously, this session isn't about humour, running or relaxation. It is about diverting your mind, changing your thoughts, changing your feelings, changing your emotions, and then you get a different state. And when you're in a different state, your unconscious is able to make a different choice. And that's what we're going to do. I'm keeping this fairly brief tonight because I really would like to be able to do, a nice long hypno session, because with the best will in the world, stress is stressful, relaxing is relaxing, and they're the two opposite ends of the sphere, as it were. So what we want is for you to gain as much benefit from this session as possible. And as a hypnotist and a hypnotherapist, I truly believe that the hypnosis makes such a powerful shift in how you perceive things, that once you start to do that, and it might only be a fraction, it may only be by a very small fraction of a degree that you shift your perception of it, but that's enough then to allow these other ways of thinking, of feeling more relaxed, more comfortable, more calm about it, letting it go, that becomes more and more normal the more that you do it. As anything we practice, we get better at. So what we want is new mindset and new results. And for anybody who's done one of my sessions before, you know that I usually suggest to have headphones. For anybody who hasn't done one of my sessions before and you didn't know about that, I'm just going to give you a moment now to see if you can get some headphones. It's not essential. It's just that it's quite nice to have that sensation that the trance is going into your ears, and it becomes very personal, and it becomes that it is about you. And if you haven't got any to hand, that's okay. You can do it without the headphones. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a bit of water before I get going, because normally when I'm doing a session, I have somebody who is talking to me for the first part, and I just talk all the time when I'm doing the trance part. This time, I'm talking all the time, so gather myself so that I can have a nice clear voice, nice and refreshing, so that you can that's right. Lovely. Okay, I was just checking everybody all right and okay there. I didn't want it to sound like, oh, you do this, this, this and this, and then that will happen. Because that just doesn't seem to be the way that it works. And everybody is unique. And everybody has their way of dealing with things, reacting to things, how they respond to stuff. So I want it to be as open as possible, and I've kept the introduction as open as possible so that as many people can really get the benefit from this trance tonight. If we can help you in some small way, or even a big way, change your response to stress and to find a calmer, more comfortable way to react to it. Because situations are not stressful. People are not stressful. It's your response that's stressful to it. It could be exactly the same situation and you respond in a really calm, comfortable way. Nothing's changed, only your response is calmer. And you go, well, that wasn't really stressful. But it's exactly the same thing. It's only because you're not responding to it in a stressful way. So this is what we're after tonight, is to change some of those responses. Even one would do. A lot of them would be great. And we're going to get on and do the lovely hypno session now. So if you make yourselves comfortable, what I suggest is that you have somewhere where your head is supported. You can lie down, sit down, also have your back supported as well, purely because it's more comfortable. I used to do hypnotherapy at Channel 4, and they put me in a boardroom, and there were these horrible hard chairs, and they always kept it really cold, I suppose, so they didn't want anybody dropping to sleep in the meetings. And at first, oh, this is going to be so difficult. But honestly, people could go into trance on these horrible hard chairs with no support for their head. But if you have that and you're at home and you can be on your nice comfortable sofa or tucked up in bed, if it's a bit cool in your room, have a blanket or a throw or something to keep warm, because your body might cool off a little bit. It thinks it's going to sleep. You're not, well, some people do nod off, but that's okay. If you do, you do. It's absolutely fine. You'll absorb what you need to, and you'll take in all that you require. So when you've made yourselves nice and comfortable, and you've got yourself sorted out, I'm just going to have a quick look at the question box, make sure that everything's okay. Lovely. Great. Lucy, glad you can hear. Great. Lindsay, lovely. Okay, so make yourselves all nice and comfortable. And if you're sitting down, have your feet uncrossed and have your hands uncrossed. Everybody have their hands and feet uncrossed. Even if you're lying down, have your feet side by side. Okay. The only reason for this is it's more comfortable, and as the trance goes on, it becomes more and more comfortable. So make yourselves nice and comfortable now and relax. And as you relax, you are going to take your focus all the way down. And before I start, actually, I'm going to turn my central heating off because it's got a click to it, and I don't want that to disturb you. Bear with me one moment. Thank you for that. It's just that it clicks, and I don't want it to disturb you while we're doing the trance. So once again, make yourselves nice and comfortable. Close your eyes and let yourself relax. Take your focus all the way down into your feet and into your toes. So as you're thinking of your toes and imagining them relaxing, and you've already got that little toe that's already very relaxed now, you might even notice the difference about how much more relaxed it is than your other toes. Just from those few moments of giving it that attention and that relaxation. And you let the relaxation spread now into the soles of your feet, into the heels of your feet. And as your feet relax, you let them feel heavier, just so they can sink in, and sinking in, relaxing, and the relaxation spreading, flowing up through your ankles, into your calf muscles. As your knees relax and the muscles in your thighs relax. And as you think of them relaxing and that relaxation, that softening, so that they can sink in deeper as well. And sinking in deeper and your body relaxing down. Your back sinking into the bed, into the cushions, just sinking into it now. That's right. It's almost as though you feel like you're releasing, letting go of any tightness. Releasing. Letting go of any tension. And as you let the muscles in your back relax and your shoulders now dropping down. That's right. Dropping down, feeling looser. And as they relax, you get this slight heaviness in your arms. So as the relaxation spreads down through your arms, into your hands, and your fingers and your thumbs relax, and the muscles in your face soften. As the muscles in your face soften, and the lower part of your jaw dropping down very slightly, and you have the tiny gap between your teeth, and releasing the pressure from your teeth, from your gums, letting the rest of the muscles in your face relax. And as the tiny muscles around your eyes begin to soften, and you imagine that your eyelids are locked together as though they're tightly locked together, like they're superglued shut, like they're stuck hard, and they're stuck so hard, they're stuck, bonded, like they're superglued, bonded and stuck so hard that as you try to open them, as you try to unstick them, you feel this relaxation begin to spread, as though it's smoothing through the muscles in your forehead, as though it's smoothing out, soothing out. As it's smoothing and soothing, you imagine that you're standing at the top of some steps. As you begin to walk down the steps, and so that every step down, you feel more relaxed. It's almost as though you imagine you're looking down the steps, your hand on a banister, as you follow the steps deeper and deeper down. And you walk down the steps at your own pace, in your own time, at this comfortable time that feels right for you to feel more relaxed, more comfortable. Just naturally, almost as though as you follow the steps deeper and deeper down, you can imagine the feel of the steps beneath your feet. And as you follow the steps deeper and deeper down, and it seems as though the deeper you go, that somehow now, and the place beyond the last step, this refreshing, comfortable place, beyond the last step, somehow now seems so appealing, so compelling, that as you follow the steps deeper and deeper, and this refreshing place that has something about it, something so clear, that as you follow the steps all the way down, down to the last one now, you step down into this comfortable place. There's a path in front of you. And as you follow the path, it seems to somehow now lead you deeper and deeper, as though as you go deeper inside, you begin to find that here, so calm and so relaxing, so refreshing, and the path leads you all the way into this tranquil place, a peaceful place, a place that somehow as you move into this peaceful, tranquil place now, and it seems as though somehow part of your mind in this peaceful thought, this comfortable sensation, that here there is a very comfortable, very relaxing place where you can rest, where you can really relax, like the most comfortable, relaxing chair, like the softest, most sinking in comfortable chair, that as you relax into it now, as you sink into it now, and as you sink in deeper and you seem to somehow sink in so deep, relaxing into it so deeply, and that now as though somehow sinking in deeper and deeper, as though your body feels this comfortable, almost natural sinking in sensation. Your legs, your arms somehow heavy, your body sinking in so comfortably. As you sink in deeper, and this heaviness in your arm, as though now somehow your arm seems very, very heavy, as though it feels as heavy as lead. It's so heavy, it seems like it's stuck, that it's stuck, so firm and stuck, so tight, That's right, it's stuck so firm and stuck so hard, stuck so hard that as you try to lift, as you try to unstick, you seem to go deeper. And as you try, you seem to go deeper inside, as though somehow now, as though you go deeper and deeper inside your mind, you find that now, somehow, in front of you, a door. And in a moment, when you open this door, you will be able to open it to these ones that can begin to give you this inner comfortable feeling, this natural support, this gentle encouragement, this natural care, as though somehow in a moment when you open the door that you find that you have the natural resources, the inner ability to begin to have this comfortable feeling, a relaxing sensation, as though somehow now as you take hold of the handle and you open the door and you step through into this place now, and the first thing you see is the one that you need to give you this immediate comfortable sensation, a recognition, an understanding. And it seems as though somehow this one that you see first of all is the one where it begins now. And as you move deeper and deeper inside, and it seems as though a sound, a word, a voice, something so soothing, nurturing, something so loving, that it seems as though as you're guided deeper and deeper, and as you wander, and you wander into this place in your mind with all these natural resources, ones that you have with you all the time, every day, in every way naturally you now, comfortably, calmly. And as you go deeper and deeper, and there is this beautiful fragrance, an aroma that somehow seems to give this powerful feeling that now something remembered, supporting and nurturing, something so kind, something so gentle. And you carry this with you, and it's always with you, always nurturing, always loving, always. And as you move deeper and deeper, you realize you feel so comfortable. This temperature is perfect, as though the natural, correct temperature for you to be now. So peaceful and so calm that you realise you are deeper and deeper inside your mind, and as you go deeper now, you find that here in front of you there's a dial, and you can turn it down to the correct level. It's the one that deals with, that triggers with, that responds to that stress feeling. You turn it down notch by notch, and you turn it down to the correct level for you, the one that feels appropriate, the one that feels right for now. You can always come back at any time and change it to what feels appropriate then, but for now, turn it to the level that's right for you now. You'll notice that beyond it gets a little brighter, a little bit more sparkly. And you'll almost get that soft waft of a gentle breeze, as though something clearing now. Something so refreshing, and this soft, gentle breeze, almost as though the air seems clearer, fresher, as though it seems somehow cleaner, as though somehow now. And you notice there beside the dial that you turn down for stress, that there's one that you can make a very small adjustment to. One that gives you the acceptance, the ability to do this now. And as you do this now, it seems as though somehow open to this inner suggestion that you can be your calmer, clearer self. You can have the natural clarity. And as you go deeper, you step through, you seem to somehow feel the sensation in your body, as though as you go deeper and deeper into your mind, and you find that those stressful ones, those connections have somehow been severed. That's right, all dangling, they've been cut through somehow, so even if there is a stress, there's nothing to connect. It's all been severed. As you go deeper and deeper, you see that all these ones that have been cut through by this inner knowledge, by an inner acceptance that now somehow you can have this calmer, comfortable, relaxing response that begins to feel like the natural you, the real you. And I don't know how slowly or how swiftly it happens, but it seems as though as you move past these ones, you begin to find the new ones, the more comfortable ones, the more relaxed ones, the more ones that seem refreshed. And it is this clearness, it is this clarity, it is something that seems to have a breath of air that's so refreshing, cool. It seems as though now, somehow, as you go deep inside, you find it, these inner connections to your comfortable self, to your normal self, your natural self, the real you, as though you begin to find that here inside there is this version of your confident self, your comfortable, relaxed, self-assured self that becomes more and more compelling and more appealing. And somehow as you move towards it and you begin to feel a slight little tingling sensation as all these comfortable, confident connections begin to work in a way that, gives you this inner refreshing sensation that feels so natural and begins to feel so normal that as you imagine, and you imagine that you're stepping into your future. Wow, and it does seem so clear here, so light and bright. And as you move into this calm, clear, refreshing future with this amazing clarity, it seems as though somehow now, moving into your future and so far, far away from that old response, that old one seems to fade. And as you're moving into your future and the old one fading away and fading so rapidly, so distantly, but somehow in a way that seems so natural and so normal that you let it go. Thank it and let it go. That it's okay to release it now. It's safe to release it. It's okay to be free of it. Recognize it did try to help you, but now it's okay for it to go because you have these other ways of feeling, of thinking that are so refreshing, that feel so comfortable, that are supporting, that are loving and nurturing, that feel as though somehow now such a refreshing feeling that feels so normal and so natural that you can be it naturally, comfortably, calmly. And if you go deep, deep inside, and you'll find that there's a feeling, a place inside where you find this rather soothing, comfortable, relaxing feeling. You're watching it as it spreads. You feel it as it flows. You hear it. As it flows into all the parts and places that refresh and revitalize. This feeling of well-being that now becomes the natural you. And it seems as though now you're moving towards the present. And as you move towards the present, every step seems somehow lighter, bouncier. That's right, every step. As though you have this spring in your step, this bounce in your step. You feel your shoulders so relaxed and loose and comfortable. And it seems as though as you move into the present, this inner joy, this refreshing, joyful lightness, clearness, here in the present, like a gift, is this natural, comfortable sensation, like a deep understanding that now you can be this comfortable you more calmly, more comfortably, more naturally, more easily day by day in the most natural way. As though somehow now, as this part of your mind accepts it, absorbs it, and this calm, comfortable, relaxed sensation, a clear clarity seems to somehow now get stuck in this place how you think and feel that is so refreshing. It is so uplifting that you feel like you're rising, that you're rising up through layers and levels. That's right, you're rising up and rising up through layers and levels and coming all the way up. Coming up now, up to the top. That's right, all the way up to the top. That's right, and as you're rising up to the top, you're beginning to start to feel refreshed. And you begin to feel aware as you're up the top now, feeling so refreshed and feeling fully aware now as you're coming all the way back. That's right. You come back to the room. That's right. You feel your legs and you feel your back and you feel your head. That's right. You can feel your arms now resting by your side as you begin to feel more and more comfortable, more and more refreshed, more and more relaxed, ready now to get fully aware. Ready now to feel really wide awake. That's right. You're coming all the way back. Getting ready now to feel fully aware. Coming all the way back, getting ready to feel really wide awake. And when you're ready now, open your eyes. That's right. You can open your eyes, getting ready to feel fully aware, wide awake. That's it. Opening your eyes now. That's right. And just coming back at your own time, in your own pace. That's right. That's it. Coming back at your own pace, at your own time, all the way back now, opening your eyes. That's right. Ready for the rest of the evening. That's it. All the way back here. That's right. Okay. Lovely. So if you want to just let me know when you're back, there's a question box there. There's a place where you can just let me know if you're here. That's right. Lovely. Hello, Julia. Lovely. Hi. Lovely, Lindsay. Glad to have you back. Great, Eric. Erica, great. Oh, lovely. Alive and smiling. Good. Thanks, John. Brilliant. Great. What that session does, it's like a very subtle but very profound little shift in how you perceive things. For some people, because they'll have already done a lot of work anyway, it will have a really profound effect. And for others, it's slower. But it's how we learn anyway, so it'll go at the pace that's right for you. And I hope you enjoyed it. I have done a recording of it, so if you want the recording, I'll send that out to people. I did that last time. It just gives you an opportunity to listen to it again, to do the trance again, to go through any of the things that you need to. And yeah, will do. And yeah, thank you very much for joining in. I'm going to do one more, which will be in between Christmas and New Year, because I'm a bit, well, like everybody, I would imagine, sort of a bit full on now. And I'll send out to you, there's two things. I'm toying with the idea of doing motivation or doing confidence. But it might be something else anyway. So I'll send out, and then whatever comes back as the one that people would like most, then we'll do that. I hopefully will get this email sorted out. I don't know why they all bounce to those other people. I do apologise. I can see some of you here, so you obviously managed to get my email that came in last time. Anyway, brilliant to have you on board. Hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to speaking to you soon. Okay. Oh, brilliant. I hope you got a lot out of that one. It was quite a good session. I can tell it when I do them that they are, I can always tell when I'm actually in the flow of it. It just flows so easily when it's going well. And so I've obviously got fantastic people on board who I'm connecting to brilliantly. So thank you very much indeed. Lovely to have you on board. Have a great evening and a lovely Christmas. And I'll send out an email about when I'm doing the one in between New Year and Christmas. Thanks ever so much. Okay, bye.